Alright, here's what it is. Um, did a good job. I haven't read all them books. I'm gonna try to get a couple of them. Although I probably won't, because books tend. Damn it, there we go. Books tend to be expensive, but I thought for people, there's some books you didn't mention that are real good books for beginners. Well, one of these I wouldn't really consider a beginner, but like this, the Wicca Bible. This is really good for beginners. It's by Anne Marie Gallagher, and I mean it's good for beginners because it just gives like an overview of a lot of stuff, and overview of rituals, rooms, tables, magic in general. Different some symbols, not really all that many, and it's got a pretty good glossary in it. This is good for getting to learn the holiday rituals, the apple branch. By you can see the name right there. I don't know how to pronounce it. Alexia, and I don't know how to pronounce the last name. But this is mostly on Celtic rituals and Celtic history. But it's a pretty good book for if you want to learn that type of thing. Um, Another real good one for beginners. You can see I have notes in here. Well, I don't know if you can see them, but they're there. Is Raymond Buckland's Big Book of Witchcraft, because one of the things I really one of the things I really like about it is after he writes it as a teaching guide, and instead of just like a source of information. And at the end of each lesson, as it says, there's 10 test questions with answers in the back of the book. Now, if you actually do the test and look up your answers later, and not actually, as you're doing it, like you shouldn't be doing anyways, it works pretty damn good. Because, I mean, I don't know, it just does. I don't know why, but, you know, it works pretty good. It gives you an idea, and he explains everything real good. It's a pretty good book for people just getting started. It's what's the name of it? Buckland's Complete Book of Witchcraft. This is the revised edition. I've had two different copies of this book because it's a real good book, and I lost the one copy. Now this one's a good book for beginners too. This is the Grimoire for the Apprentice Wizard. A little beat up by Oberon Zell Ravenheart, and I mean it's a good book. It's got a lot of the runic alphabets in here. It doesn't give their full meaning. It gives some of them. I mean, it mostly just gives you the letters for it to write in it, and it's just like a. It was mainly written for teenagers and things like that. People first getting in, it was mainly written for people like between the ages of 13 and I'd probably say like 17 or something like that. Like school age. I mean, it was written for mostly that. Oh, this here is just my book of shadows. Well, what I use is a book of shadows. Not a very good one, but it's pretty much the best I could get. But in here, I have a lot of stuff that's copied out out of the Spiral Dance by who is um you know what, I can't even think of who it's by right now. But if you just look it up, Spiral Dance, it's a very good book. There's a couple different editions of it. If you were gonna buy one, I would get the newest edition. I don't know if there is a newer edition, the 20-year edition, because the book had been out for 20 years, and so they had updated it. And I don't know if there's a newer edition than that. But after the 10-year anniversary, they made a second edition and revised and expanded it. And then after the 20th year, they made another revised edition and expanded on it from there. And it's a real good book, but a lot of the stuff I have in here is copied directly out of that. Like these tables here. I got the Charge of the Goddess out of there because she has a modified version, not the original Doreen Valentine version, but it is a modified version, and I mean it's still just I wanted to have it, and I mean, but yeah, I got most stuff in here. Now getting back here, not all of this is some stuff I copied from some of these books from a website, and some other stuff like that. But those are some other good books for beginners. I mean, especially if you're just getting into it. And if you really just want to know about it, like what it's about, I would just read the Apple Branch because it's just on rituals and it's not really any magic involvement in that. It's just about like the rituals and worship, but it's Celtic, so it's Celtic mythology. It's not all the Greek and Roman and that type of stuff, but it's a pretty good reading for anyone who would want to read it. But yeah, that's about what I wanted to add. I was thinking about showing some of my Athame and stuff like that on here, but I don't really